What's going on YouTube? Ali Dope checking in once again, and I'm back at 100%, baby. I don't know if you guys have seen on Instagram. It's been a trend going on. I think his name is Art Simpson. He's been dropping a lot of like rapper oil paintings with rappers' heads or influencers' heads on them. It was a thing back in the day, like 2019, 2018. Like people were doing that. It's not nothing new. But we're just gonna bring it to 2021, show you guys how to do it using some of your favorite rappers and things like that, or yourself. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't always have to be a rapper, doesn't always have to be an influencer, somebody like that. Go outside, take some pictures of yourself, go outside, take some pictures of your family, and try this out. Let me know. You could even do this with an iPhone, Android phone, camera phone, like, don't matter. For today's tutorial, we're gonna do a digital oil painting in Photoshop. Check it out, follow me, let's get to it. Yes, sir. Alright, first things first, you're gonna open up Photoshop. You're gonna do 1080 by 1350, 4x5. That's what I'm gonna do. You don't have to do it 5x5 or whatever for your project, what you need, like cover art 1500 by 1500 pixels. Alright, so we're just gonna open up our folder, see what we got going on, see what we have going on. Alright, so I'm really liking this high contrast picture of Future. I feel like he embodies 17th century revelation, so we'll probably do some dope stuff like that. I also have a picture of Smino here, and I got a picture of ASAP Rocky right here. So I think today we're just gonna run through the Future one, and then we're just gonna do it again for Smino, so I can show you guys the different types of colors and ways that you can go about it. So right now we're gonna load up this Future image because that's gonna be our main talking head. Alright, and then y'all gonna go base image. This is pretty dope right here, but you gotta see what's gonna fit for what you guys are trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So alright, so this one's cool, it works. And all you guys have to do for this is type in 17th century oil paintings or 17th century paintings, 17th century portraits on Google, and a whole bunch of them will come up. I just like to have a stash when I'm editing, just so, you know what I'm saying, you have something to get in your bag with. You don't have to keep going to Google. This one's cool. I like the pirate fit on there. I really like this one. I think I'm gonna use that one for Smino though, because he has already that gray feature in there. This one's dope. I like the head on this person. That's more like, I think, ASAP. For real. This one's cool. This one's alright. And I think it matches the glasses better. So we're just gonna use this one. We're gonna use this one, y'all. Make it big enough to fit your image or your canvas. So this is cool how it is. Bada boom, bada bing. This is Future, how we have it right here. As you can see, when you go to image adjustments, you cannot match the color because it's still a smart object. So you just want to bring down the opacity and just make sure it's at least as big enough as you want it to be. You want to try to match his beard, his hair up, his ears up with the size of the person underneath, the head underneath. Boom. Make sure the ears at least match up. Cool. Yeah, bad. I'll make opacity back, rasterize it, image adjustments, match the color, right? The source is going to be obviously the image, and it's going to be the one that you name this one, whatever that file is called for you. Alright, luminosity. You just gotta play with this a little bit, just so you can get the good detail. You want it close as possible. Doesn't do too much, but it just gets you in the right light. So now we saved it. Now select subject. Oh, that's a nice good take in there. So you're just gonna select, modify, and we're gonna expand it by 2 pixels, just so it's not all the way on there. You're just gonna select inverse, is Shift Command I. delete that. You always try to find shortcuts along the way because you end up doing the same thing over and over and over again. So you're saying it's a nice cut. We're just gonna do it one more time. We're gonna take the magic wand tool, boom, select modify feather. We want to feather like just so it's nice and cool. And I'm trying to get that brown off there. All right, so boom. That's a nice cut right there. So now you have to take Future out of his shirt. Y'all can do it whatever you do, whatever you use. I use the polygonal tool. You can use the pen tool, or anything like that. I'm gonna speed this part up. Alright, you kind of have it kind of set up where it's gonna be. The neck and the head right there is pretty close how I'm gonna have it. The neck is gonna be like right in there. So now we're gonna turn this off, turn that off, right? Name this Future. Background oil, right? We're gonna create a new layer. You're gonna name this layer Painting. Boom, right? So now this is where all the magic happens. Now this process is gonna take a little bit of time, but you really want to be patient and take your time because this is literally all of the oil effects. Now you can either use a Wacom tablet, which I'm definitely gonna invest in one. So probably next month, October, I'm gonna use most of my tutorials are gonna be Wacom tablet tutorials. But you know, you can use this with your mouse too. You just have that seemingly stroke. So for this, all you're gonna do is stroke it. So let's go in here. Create this new layer. You're gonna drop this down to like 75. Still, so you can see, but you don't need to have so prominent because you're about to paint on top of it. Now you take this painting layer, right? And usually you have the regular brush tool. We're actually gonna use the mixer brush tool. Okay? Now, you can use the general brush, which is what I use. You can actually use one of the oil painting brushes that they have. These are all dope. I downloaded some free brushes and some free paint brushes on Brush Easy. But for this tutorial, I'm just gonna use this regular one here, this soft round. Turn this to 80 right here. Turn this down to like 30, just so you have a good place to like paint with. Good size, you know what I'm saying? You want a good size, but not too big. All right, so with this one, you're gonna start off with a clean brush. Bomb. Make sure this is unchecked. Check this. This should be marked. You want to make sure this is checked. Sample layers, and this is checked. You're going to turn this down to moist, and that's pretty much the settings on that one. Now, sometimes you guys have to check your settings. Make sure you have those set up, because if it's not set up like that, even if you change your brush to another brush in the middle of it, stuff like that, all those settings are going to be reset. So make sure you guys do that. So the most important part with the painting, we're actually going to start from the nose and work our way out. I'm gonna make this just a little bit smaller. Now it's still gonna pick up for underneath, you guys are gonna see, but for this, you really wanna take your time and follow the contours, follow the lines, follow the shapes, because it's like you're actually painting. This is gonna make your oil painting look more real or more fake. So I'm gonna speed this part up and we're gonna get to it. So as you can see, I'm following the nose all the way around. There you go. Go out to the nose, and the nose is round, so I'm following the nose like this. Yes, sir. Boom. The nose is round, so we're just gonna keep following the nose. You know what I'm saying? You wanna follow it. As you can see, it looks like a painting. Like, as you can see, if you go in here, I could bring this black up or whatever. So you just wanna try to have it as smooth as possible. You feel me? So we're gonna speed this part up, and I'll talk to you guys as we are moving through it. Because when you drag this color, if you drag the black, it's gonna go all the way into there, and you don't want that. So make sure you're real strategic. If it's black, black's going this way, so we're gonna follow the black like that, all the way into his glasses. Make sure you follow the paint. It's a little tricky, but after you get the hang of it with the colors, you'll be fine. You really want to follow the shapes, because the highlights, all those like little details that's already in there, you want to try to keep them. So like if it's like highlights and stuff around, you don't want to try to drag the highlights. You want to just kind of see how the highlights in the detail is still in the ear. You want all your details. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get in there and then you start missing details in your stuff. Now with the hair, you can go kind of crazy with the hair because he got dreadlocks, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so now that you have the image, you have your oil painting, and this is the copy. They're like, this is the regular one. We're gonna turn that back up to 100. This is the regular one. This is the oil painting. Regular, oil painting. Regular, oil painting. You know what I'm saying? That looks pretty good. So you can just hide this right now. Put this underneath. Alright. We're gonna turn this back on. Y'all see what it's looking like. Alright. I'm going to drop the opacity on this a little bit just so we can get a better point of view to put it. Boom, I'm thinking like right there, put the ear like right above this little piece here. Trying to cover that. Cool. Probably make his head just a little bit smaller to fit the proportion of the image. Back up. You can turn this off. You can rasterize this now. You're gonna take this right here. It's gonna go around his face. Real light, slight light, not too crazy. Actually, I'm gonna cut that out. Content and wear fill. Around it, as you can see, with the content wear fill, you want to kind of take away his uniform and stuff. You just kind of want the background because that's what we kind of like trying to pull our resources from. As you can see, boom, like that. Merge them into one. Save it. Make sure y'all save it. We're actually going to do the zone 2. Grab it right there and just fix it just so there's not that line right there. Just trying to grab it from stuff that's around there. Now you got this background image there. You're gonna put your oil painting back on there. Boom. Make it fit. Make it fit. Bring his head down a little bit. So it's like right over it. Boom. So you take that. Now we're gonna add the mask. Add a mask. Make sure you change this back to brush. You can use your regular brush. I am going to use the oil brush for this particular one. You can still do moist, and you can paint on the black. So look, yep, mask. So it's just a smoother ride from what we just had. Make sure you get all that. Make sure you clean it up. Make sure you see the underneath, so you're able to paint alongside this line. Now you just want to add like a little detail in there. So I'm gonna go add a new layer, solid color, black. I'm gonna invert that. Now I'm gonna paint on that using a regular brush, regular soft brush. I'm painting the white on the black to give it some more shadow. There. And then with this, you just do the opacity, just drop it down. Drop it up. Right? And it looks like, mad ugly right now, but look. Drop that down. Just a little bit, because you just want the shadow from his face to hit this a little bit. That's painting though. You gotta make sure you follow your shadows and your lightings. And just make it light. It's like a light shadow. It's not even too dark. It's just really light. Boom. Save it. Zoom out. Now it's like, alright, it don't really match the blah, 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 all that. You gotta add some color to it. Gradient map as always. You can use black and white. There's nothing wrong with that. It's simple, but I do have these photographic gradients that I'm gonna use. And it came with the original like Photoshop or whatever. I like this black and brown type of vibe. This one's cool. You kind of want to stick to what's going on. Oh, okay, that's hard. That's hard. That's hard. I just wish that was a little bit lighter. Cool. We'll just go with this one. Then we're just gonna drop the blending mode on there. I think we're gonna go overlay. Soft light. Yeah, it's coming together, y'all. We're gonna drop the opacity down just a little bit. Drop the opacity down to like 70. Give it that. Then we're gonna go to photo filter. Then you're gonna go to sepia. Preserve luminosity. I'm gonna try to crank that thing all the way up. There you go. See how I preserve on and off? There you go. Go like for 75. Cool beans. And I'm extra, so I'm gonna add like a vignette. I think everything kind of makes everything focus in the vignette. You just do the same thing, solid color. Same thing, convert the mask, invert the mask. Boom, bada boom, bada bing. Like that, nice light. And then just paint your vignette. Real light around the edges. Boom, like that. So boom. Just go ahead and add that texture in there. Make sure it's right above everything. Fit it. Multiply. Boom. It's a little dark for me, so for that, I just take this and adjustments and adjust the levels a little bit. Boom. Make sure sure the blacks are blacking. There you go. And then use this white slider to get your color back. Yeah, there you go. Cool. There you go. That's dope. I'm extra. I'm so extra sometimes. This, y'all, use like a stamp tool, stamp writer. The color's already there. Peach or cream, nude, whatever. I copied like a meme quote. Boom, from the streets. Boop. From the streets she emerged. Into the streets she will return. I think that's funny. Yeah, y'all, so that's that. You feel me? Y'all can do as y'all please with that. It takes a little bit of time, but after you get the hang of it, you'll be alright. That's it in this tutorial, guys. I was really excited to show you guys the mixer brush tool. I think it's very underutilized tool. I underutilize it a lot, so I'm gonna be practicing with it more or less. Try out that Wacom tablet too. Other than that, you guys, like, subscribe, comment, you know what I'm saying? Keep hustling, keep learning, keep creating. Until next time, yo, Ollie Dope checking out. I'm gonna catch you on the south side. Yes, sir.